Okay, I'm starting now.
All right, you ready?
You're on YouTube.
Recorder on? You good?
Yes, recording.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. First on the agenda, review and approve, November 22nd, 2024 minutes. Any deletions, additions, or corrections to those minutes? If anybody does,
Find them really quickly.
has questions about?
It was pretty fast and furious, having those two meetings that close.
Yeah.
The last meeting is still pretty close.
I don't think, nothing that I was aware of. There should be a comment after that. I don't know.
She's not there.
There should be a comment after that sound.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's also like,
Is she still alive?
She did, and then the guy who bought it.
Only one?
I was telling you.
I don't know.
Yes.
She is?
Yes. She's still alive.
Good for her.
Okay,
Kinda
I make
funny.
a motion that we, accept these minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Grant update, which one do you want to talk about? The one that's, for the water in the village?
I'll just go ahead and talk to the
Yeah.
one asking it.
Yeah, the one at Brian Thuriot is in a situation now where the election's over, and we have been in contact with him, and they're working on it. It's being turned loose, but it's not gonna have anything happen to it probably until, he said, about the 20th of January, or after the inauguration, which is what you hear from him anyway. But he said everything's favorable at this point, that it's approved, so.
Do we need any more writing things?
No.
Like,
No, we don't
fine
need,
tune
that's
or
why I'm
letters
asking,
or-
we don't need any more.
okay, perfect.
Because it's a lot more simple now to get a Republican than I think the one you were talking about, Curtis. Yeah. He said I can get him, or I can get, and I said, if you're gonna do it, that'd be great. So it was kind of hard for us to do that, but being as how you've done all of the research that you've done and we've done, he said, I'll take care of it.
Do you want me to continue to leave that on the agenda until
Yeah.
after we, okay.
Yeah, because it'll, hopefully something will be, maybe not in the meeting on next month, but in February, I don't want to drop it.
Okay, all right. I don't want to reach out to Gary out and
Yeah.
whatever,
Okay.
but, yeah.
Project update, Brandon?
So, it's the same on the, one we talked about last time where Tushers is off for the winter. Rollins finally thrown in the towel for the winter. They took a back T-test on a couple of lines they didn't pass. They're coming back Monday to re-sanitize and.
Is that the sheriff's ring?
Hmm?
Is that a triple chair?
No, that's on a couple of those new lines over on West Village.
Oh, okay.
They're not sure if
talking
they-
about the tanks or anything like that?
No, those are good.
We're okay.
These are on lines that aren't live active yet for anybody's use. These are
Okay.
just
All right.
preliminary testing.
So how close did Rollins get to being finished?
I'll bet you within a couple of weeks, when they get back in the spring, they'll be finishing everything up and done.
Nate?
Nate's gonna be still at the moment. I can't even give you a close estimate because I thought they would've been done a while
I bet
ago.
you he's all.
The whole building sees absolutely.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't there a time limit to it?
There is.
Oh, I thought we did, remember we couldn't get bids because of the time limit? I thought we pulled the time limit.
No, there's a working days
Okay.
in the contract, and we come right to that deadline when they pull out for the winter. So it's a conversation we need to have with the engineers and Nate on what that means for them.
Okay.
But that's a conversation we're
Well,
gonna have a little bit later, I think.
if I'm not mistaken, when I get on this, we're gonna do a penalty at some point.
There is a penalty of some sort, I do believe, but that's what we gotta figure out, what that equals out to.
It's not stated in the contract.
It's not stated in the contract. I think it's up for negotiation between the engineers, us and the,
Okay, so I should be talking to Devin about it.
yeah.
And us.
And I talked with them a little bit about it, and they pretty much said we're gonna kinda have a sit-down meeting about it,
Okay,
but it's just not up for it right now, I guess, because they pulled out for the winter, so the contract date's stopped.
well,
ago, not much has changed. Everything's pretty much the same. We got a little bit of snow
Yeah, a little bit.
and not much in the future. I hope that's,
What happened to
You guys.
It's coming, man. No, it's like middle of the month.
is there a little bit showing up now?
Yeah, just 9 days out, so you can't really.
Yeah.
You won't see it till 6 days out, but we're fine.
Are you still gonna build?
Yeah, we're fine.
What did they?
Yeah, it's just a question of how much you open, you know, since we put in snowmaking, we'll be open, no doubt.
Yeah.
They're making snow every night.
What do they call it? Atmospheric river.
Yeah.
It missed us. It
Because
didn't
of
miss
what
here.
it is.
It didn't miss here.
Yeah.
It missed us.
But there's tons of snow up there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a lot came down in a short amount of time. There's a lot of moisture, so that.
Well, I
that
called
down.
him on the phone, how much did you get to 27? He said, yeah, it did.
It whipped us for a minute.
Yeah.
Everything as far as, water system up status is just what you said, those springs.
Yeah, everything's, right now, everything's working how it should be, and there's not really any change from last meeting on any of that.
So I guess we're not doing SCADA this year.
Well, the same update that I had last time, the guy is planning on getting the SCADA done this year still, and I've talked with his guys to help me get some stuff up to the tank to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but we're still waiting on him to get some of the stuff to put it together, which he said could be a week, could be a couple weeks.
Components.
Yeah.
SCADA just manages the operation of the pump though, right?
Well, so there's several levels to it, so the one he wants to get set up this year would be a digital tank read. He
Okay.
said he won't be able to get the pump done yet because he's gotta have everything tied together,
I'd go for that.
but the tank read would go right to my phone or an email to where it
Well, while
gives
we're
you.
waiting on that, we still have the audible alarm.
Yes,
in place.
that's set up.
All right.
So if he can get that done, then we'll get that part of the SCADA set up this year, but I'm not holding my breath on him, but I'm hoping to get it done.
Since you put in the alarm, has it ever gone off?
Only when I pulled it out to see if it's still working.
Okay. And that's because you just haven't had water issues.
Yeah,
You put it in.
yep.
You put it in like August or something?
Yeah,
Is it working?
yeah, I pulled it out a couple of times just to see if it still screams, and it does.
Okay. Flow measurements.
We're doing right in the mid-50s on Puffer Spring. Forest Service Spring's slowed down real far to the point where it's about to stop completely. And, the Puffer Spring itself, it's hard to read now that we changed the way that the pump's set up because we can pump more than the spring can put out.
Right.
But I'm guesstimating that it's right around 50 gallons a minute from what I can do on the math on that.
Is that what we usually get on the winter? Is that what we get?
I think last year we was doing 47 gallons a minute through the winter, and the year before that, when I first started, we were topping out at 42, because that's all our pumps can push.
Yeah.
So we are doing better still.
I have a question, and I think Leo might be the one to answer it. When was the Puffer Spring brought into the system in relationship to the Forest Service Spring? Was one before the other? What-
Forest Service was first.
Forest Service
Yeah, Forest Service.
Was there a point in time where the Forest Service Spring worked in the winter?
No.
Never did? Is that why they got the second spring then?
Well, yeah, and that was in 2000,
I
we
see.
did those lines over the top to the
Okay.
tank.
I shouldn't say that, because in the beginning of time, yes, it did. But I think what happens is spring, stuff grows up from the ground and changes the whole dynamics of underneath it over the years too, which is kind of, we got some out of it.
I'm just wondering if the spring itself isn't deep enough and/or parts of the line, 'cause it's really flat for a while. So the line might just freeze, right, where it's flat.
There could be
Now,
parts of that, but
I doubt it's at 6 feet under.
Brandon's been going through it.
I've opened the collection box at the spring before in the winter time, and it was not flowing anymore.
Okay.
But a lot of that is the hydraulics of that under the ground. I mean, your frost line might normally only go 6 feet deep, but if your ground's soaking wet for 40 feet, it could freeze a lot farther just because it's following that moisture. And if you build the spring correctly, then you don't get all that moisture on the topsoil like we have out there right now.
And actually, the development of that spring is different than doing a spring here.
It's a lot different because there's no electric stuff, no,
Right, it's all.
the only thing we have to do is make sure that spring stays higher than the line, and it'll continue to flow.
And
that
you do
should
have
be an
that
issue.
true.
The only thing I would say about that is, you would hate to do it and it did make a difference. So I just wonder if there's a little bit of hydrology analysis.
We need to analyze that.
There's definitely,
It always
yeah.
slows down in November
Yeah.
every year, so I wonder what's that high. if
That's, I'm
there
thinking the
is.
aquifer is not like a
Yeah.
deep aquifer, like down lower it's like deep, so I just
Yeah.
think there should be some
We
hydrology
should
before we go.
think about that before we
Oh, yeah.
spend money
Yeah.
on it,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I know it always slows down every November.
Because you
and
could
I
probably
thought
spend
it
a
was-
fraction of the cost improving the puffer spring, and then even, maybe there's more to do on the triple chair, you know,
Yeah.
relative to that one, which is really an animal, even to get up, I mean, there's a lot, you gotta develop the road, you gotta get all the machines up there, and then it's unclear what the real cause of the freezing is.
Yeah, we,
And I think the thing we have to do is make sure that Sunrise does the research.
Yeah.
Make sure that-
Yeah, we need some hydrology.
Before we just decide to jump in.
That's a good point.
Okay. Need a study. Okay. Update on the roads.
We're-
Still on.
Yeah, they-
Bottom, bottom, ice at the top.
yeah, there's mud and ice. Other than that, everything's, we did spend a bunch of money on those two roads, or a bunch of dirt getting those two roads put back together, but I think it happened a little too late. We did scrape a bit of it off with the first plow of the year, but we didn't push it too far. We can put it right back on in the spring.
Where did they get, is that all just?
I came out of Rollins, so in their project for doing those water lines, they had X amount of road base in the bid to be able to backfill with, but they brought the crusher bucket, so they didn't end up using any of that stuff that they bid out for hauling in, and instead decided to come fix some of the roads they messed up when they dug that in with that.
We still have, what, 15 loads?
Yeah,
At the shop now?
there was about another
Hauled back up?
Yeah.
15 dumpster loads that's in their shop from that.
Were you guys, down where they're working, is that road narrow to the point that it's really just a one, not in the winter, but in the summer? Is it like a two-lane all the way down through there, or is it really kind of narrow at some point?
Down towards like
All the way
creek
down
crossing
below, like below Dave's place, down into the stream?
It kind of narrows to one. There's no reason it couldn't be two, but right now it does narrow down to one. I think our easements that go down through there are wide enough.
Down the hall.
Mhm.
And when did they just put the water line in the middle of the road, or did they try to put it towards the high side?
Whatever that easement was on it,
Or,
we tried to keep it in the middle of that, so most of it's right in the middle of the road, but there's spots like around the turns where we go kind of peek out a ways and then come back in on a tight corner,
Right.
so it doesn't stay exactly center road, we tried. Yeah, going down towards the creek, we were pumped to the side a little bit, and then
So do they have all that line in then? They just
all
have
their
to-
line is in.
All their line, they just have to do.
They're on punch list items right now, but they just got snowed out at the bottom, so
Is there like a blow off at the very bottom?
a fire hydrant right at the very bottom. Yep.
Okay. Equipment status.
Everything's good. I know in the last meeting, we were talking about taking snowmobiles in to get some stuff done on them, and for some reason, the one that wasn't running is running now.
What do you do?
I didn't do anything, I went to go.
Wiggle some
You
stuff.
threatened it
We did it the other
we're gonna take you to the shop.
Yeah, that's exactly what we was doing. I had him on the way up to the lodge to pick up the loader. By the time he got there, I had it started. I'm like, I don't know what I did. So, we are.
We had all of our maintenance stuff.
Yeah, we got the maintenance done on the loaders. Other than that, there's really not much wrong with any of the
All chained up
equipment.
now?
Hmm?
They all chained up now?
Yep, chains are fixed, chains are on,
Fixed that plow blade?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
everything's ready to go.
Rocky Mountain finally finished all their stuff too.
Rocky Mountain did get all those lines near your place buried.
I kept getting texts saying that the power's gonna be out there, so hopefully they,
I didn't get a box.
No, you didn't. I need to talk to him. They replaced the power up to your cabin,
Too late this year.
all the way up to your line. I don't even know if you noticed.
yeah, there's one green, well, we'll have to talk about
Yeah.
that, those green boxes out there.
Okay. Mine's okay for the winter, it's all still there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's nothing for him to come throw a box
It
with.
wasn't there last year, so it's okay.
Then you're not gonna get bugs.
No,
Cause more than we say.
That freaks me out, I heard that.
Okay?
B, you
Yes.
skipped over the, 2025 meeting schedule. You
Yes.
wanna go back and
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about that?
I saw it.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that we get the meetings on
Yeah.
the mountain defined, so that we don't,
I'm back up.
we're gonna do more.
there.
Okay, okay, meeting schedule.
I guess we're in a meeting schedule.
Okay.
So we did June, and they were asking us for a few more, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what you wanted to do, which other ones, so I can add them if you'll tell me what you wanna do.
You don't want to do it during mine, Ethan.
We always have July off, but June on the mountain, is what we're talking about. Do we wanna do any more on the mountain, or just one on the, is that what you're asking me?
That's what I'm asking you, the
Against the
constituents asked for more meetings on the mountain,
Okay.
and so I don't know what you as a board
Well,
wanted to do.
let's look at it this way, okay? The one on the mountain in June is the first month we could really probably have one, you know, for snow melt and mud and all that stuff. So if we went down to, say, I don't know,
One's enough for me, but you guys,
well, it doesn't seem to me that fitting one in there is very feasible either, because we've got Christmas, okay? And then we've got, if we have one in July, August, we could have one in September to see the fall leaves, but I can't see any reason we should.
My wife's birthday is September 24th.
Yeah.
No likelihood I'm there to host you guys at King's Side.
oh, she would love to have a party there for
Yeah.
her birthday on board meeting.
So we're gonna have a second, either August or October.
That's what I think too, but we don't want one.
Maybe
August
October.
feels like that, August meeting's always when,
I would
and
say.
it's just right.
October is October 24th still the old time?
October's tough, that's
It's all
hunting
hunts.
season.
That's
all
just
hunting
hunting season.
I'm saying the same
There's so
thing.
many.
It's all
different
September, frankly, but
seasons now, but-
this year probably it's all, that's definitely not all.
We now regularly schedule one, so we can look to add more in the future, but if we can't make it work right now, I don't think it's
Can we
gonna hurt
change
anyone.
it later, like?
You can.
Yeah,
You can.
I think that looks good, and we need a motion to approve that, is that something?
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve this meeting schedule for 2025.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wait, aye.
Aye.
I'm just saying, I don't know if I would move it that too much.
Okay, all right. Leo, water rights.
Well, we got fire department.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that, I'm backing up, things scrolling too fast. Fire department, Ron?
Nothing from the fire department, but I wanna thank you all for being so kind. This is my last trip here, probably, so, you've treated me so well, and, if you need anything from me personally in the future, you know, my phone number will be the same, and,
You'll be the mayor of the town pretty quick.
Taking up any new hobbies or anything in your retirement?
Fishing.
What'll be different?
fishing and maybe a little more fishing. But, no, you're all very impressive, and, very impressive people. I brought Scott Chamberlain.
Hi, Scott.
He's taken my position in Richfield.
Perfect.
And he's planning on being here, the fourth Friday at 9 AM, and we'll work very well with you, so.
Can we get your contact information so we can forward some of this stuff to you, Heidi?
Here, now, and stuff.
Yeah, do you want me to give it to you now or just after?
After's fine, yeah. If you
Yeah,
can
that's
come
great.
give it to me, I can send you the information, so.
Okay.
Well,
It's all over, Paul, no, don't worry about it. Just kidding.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate your willingness to.
You get the little chair.
That's right.
No problem.
Yeah, you're fine.
I have one thing that's related to fire, so it's probably the right time to talk about it.
Sure, yeah.
Is Phil on over there?
Yeah, Phil's on.
Okay, this relates to the mini storage, Phil's project that we're building. I met with George Humphreys, and it borders the fire station, and on the back, and so on the mini storage side, we'll need to be able to plow snow and have a place to put the snow. Right now, we excavated pretty much everything we need for Bill's footprint for the mini storage, but we left, just, it wasn't the time to, but we left, basically the border. And there's quite a bit of material that will need to go away, so there is a place to put all the snow. I'm not even sure it's a service district thing necessarily, but it's almost an update to Phil. That at some point, we'll engage with the fire department to agree on, with Phil, on how much we want to take out of there so that we can properly plow and have a snow storage area. So that is tangential to the fire department. So,
Yep.
you hear that, Bill?
Yeah, I did, yeah, and that's fine.
It's not a
We're all
big
set
deal,
for-
financially, it's not a big deal, and it'll make everything perform better over there.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
The question was all about terracing. That's just what that was. Okay. Let's see. Leo, nothing?
No?
Geez, Leo. You haven't traded something, you haven't made a trade deal or nothing this last month?
You haven't resolved the water share issue yet?
We did, I've been trying to. No doubt. Okay.
I've been here 15 years, I don't think there's been a single water matter that's been resolved in 15 years. Not due to any fault of Leo, but I think that's just how he.
You better go back to winter.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, that's still a water issue, it's not that.
Hundreds of years.
Ron?
That's the way it is.
I would ask you this all the time, would you please?
I don't think that's ever gonna change.
Oh, that was definitely not a criticism of Leo, it was
No.
The way
a
that.
remark on water issues.
I don't even remember Leo ever getting mad at one person, I don't know who it was, but he said, are you calling me stupid?
I remember who.
I remember, it was, yeah, it was a show.
Oh, I remember who it was, I was there.
I've been here a long time now.
Leo.
You lost it.
I don't have much of an update on the resort general discussion either. We're open on the 20th as planned. We'll open as much rain as we can based on snow, but we're excited and everything looks good.
Good. Okay, we gotta wait till 6, like always.
Let's do the regular financial report.
Why don't we do that?
You can do that, yeah.
Let me see if I find the right one here.
See if you can find it.
There's one. Good job.
This is a listing of the checks that we've written since our last meeting. I'll just review a few of the larger ones. They mostly have to do with the project up there on the mountain, $18,749 towards the top of the list. That was for Sunrise on one of the pay requests for you're calling it the West Village project, the smaller project. And there's $45,540. That's a transfer from our checking account to the bond payment savings account on assessments that we have billed and collected this past quarter.
Okay.
RDO equipment, that was for the maintenance on the 2 loaders.
Who's RDO? Is that the new name?
That was Honan Equipment, that's who bought the Honan Equipment.
And there's 179 to Tusher, that was on the latest pay request that they've sent in, along with $14,000 going to Sunrise. And
Was this money going to Sunrise, is that extra they were asking for, or is that part of the original? Did we ask for an extra 50 or something?
it's all part of it.
Okay.
The payments going to them are part of the increase.
Yeah, okay. Understand.
The other items are mainly payroll and ordinary supplies. You would see we bought the $1,907, so that was salt for the roads.
Okay. Did you get it from Redmond?
Yeah.
And
Is that like how many loads is that?
That's a full belt trailer full,
Okay.
which is like, what we do, 3 dump truck loads out of that.
Okay, so it's good.
1900.
1907.
What about, have you got your motor fuel dump yet?
He was supposed to dump it yesterday, but he wasn't there by the time we left. So I don't know if he got it dumped yesterday or not, but he usually sends me a text.
If it's coming next week or so, when he says it is. some things that I kind of worry about because of past negligence on the part of other people, so to speak.
I try not to let us run all the way out before I order fuel.
That,
Does she chain up to get up to you?
No, we try to keep the roads open and we try to schedule fuel and after the storms have been stopped for a little bit so they can get to us.
you got a gap now, so,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All right?
Any questions or comments on any of that?
Not that I can see.
What is the, USDA for, it's a small amount, but what do we pay the Forest Service for?
Oh, 1 and 2.
That's for,
What does that?
I think it's for the lease on the spring.
Oh, okay.
Somebody can repair it. Keep broken.
Like fencing materials or something?
Yeah. Okay?
And then the next page is familiar to you as well. Got a couple of invoices that haven't been paid to Mountain Land Supply. As I recall, Brandon, that's for the meter for the Forest Service spring.
Yeah, that 2491 was that meter for the Forest Service spring to get it brought back up to date. And then that other stuff is chlorine for when we repair lines, we have to throw chlorine in, so I had to order some of that.
You can see the amounts that we have in various accounts. Present time down below the list of accounts payable. I'm glad to report that Densley Development is current on their system.
No. Let's just give it out twice.
You're like, really?
We're all going really.
Mine are all in transit, David, so you should get them any day now.
Thanks, Shane. Okay,
Okay.
if there are no questions or comments, we need a motion to approve the.
I make a motion, we approve the.
I second that.
Okay, so moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Were we allowed to preview and talk about the budget before we then open for the, like, can we do all the work that we're gonna do when we open it anyway, and then when we open it, there's nothing to do?
I think you have to go into the formal meeting and open it up.
Public hearing is the problem. You can preview all day
Yeah,
long.
we can preview, Some say, we'll still wait until 6, and,
Yeah.
but we could talk now, so we're not waiting till 6.
I did email everybody on that email list, like the 30 people, and notify them that we were having the public hearing on the budget. I don't know if that'll give us any.
Friday at 6, I don't, yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Especially Christmas time.
It's a great time to have
Yeah.
it.
Well, they came to
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we used to do this, like, didn't we used to have this meeting in your office, Leo, like in the back somewhere? I remember
Sounds a
having
little
this
bit
very
creepy to have
meeting,
it in the
I
back
don't know if this was
somewhere.
under construction, or, I remember having this in the back of the court there, in a little conference room you guys had. Yeah.
Do you want me to click on this budget stuff, or do we just leave that alone until 6?
I don't see why we can't talk about, yeah.
Do we
let's
need to
talk
keep
about
our
it.
mics on?
You want me to make my final last motion first?
No, that's the very end, that's the very end.
She's not getting out of here early.
Oh, yeah, that's very.
Well, I need to record you, I need to record you on my phone before we have the standard practice.
I was just assuming half the government,
Or they keep us up longer. They put that on the counter every time we did that.
Ron, you better behave or I'll pull your rank and have him to.
Yeah, the last one was.
He knows that's, you want to turn off the computer? That's why I'm wondering, if they just see us, and I should probably stop.
I told him I did.
Budget, which was approved December 1st of 2023. The far left column shows the approved budget, the approved 2024 budget. The column next to it shows our actual revenue and expenditures for 2024. The next column shows the changes that are needed to make, to bring the budget into compliance with the actual. And that's it.
we get business revenue with these?
David, the contribution from fund balance is minus 1.9.
Yeah.
That's not a change,
What is that?
is it? Like,
Well, we had anticipated that we'd used all of the fund balance in, completing the projects this year.
we had
Oh,
anticipated
so
full
this is-
payment.
Yeah.
So,
So we're
I
that
see.
far, we haven't paid, okay, got it.
Okay,
so,
so it wasn't full payment, right,
We only did
right.
that much, so we're doing that.
Got it, so it's not the full payment this year that we anticipated, therefore you're taking it off.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Has to.
so when they finish up the projects, hopefully in 2025, that'll even out.
Right, right.
Gotcha.
So for example, improvement assessments, we expected 172, and actual was 182. Is that like a cash flow timing matter more than anything else? Like someone paid early than expected, or
No one
how do we
pays
get more
early.
than, no one pays early? Okay, how do we get 10,000 more than we thought we would?
One possibility, Shane, is that those were assessments that were assessed in 2023 and didn't get paid until
So
2020.
timing, okay, yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
We're talking
I
about
was
this
on
one.
that.
yeah, but there is that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty cut and dried, right? Everybody good with it? Just a review.
On the expense side of it, down towards the bottom, you can see water system improvement project. We had anticipated spending $2,176,000, but this year we only spent the $752,000.
Because we're still in the middle process, right?
Because we still have work left to do on it. And the same thing with the smaller project, we had anticipated spending what was left over, but didn't get finished.
The employee benefits, we're not doing medical insurance, or there's zero for 2025.
Well, we didn't,
Are we into?
we're not into 2025 yet.
This is the 23 to 24.
We had, this is just this year's closing budget, I guess.
Okay, you know what, I think this is just an expansion of that.
Yeah,
Is
down a little
the
bit.
9.9 and the 2.8 under FICA, is that just an expansion of the number above?
Yes. it
Okay,
is.
so it's not a. I see,
It
sorry,
just breaks out.
okay, got it. Brandon, you guys aren't getting enough McDonald's on the road, sounds like.
We don't turn in much travel expenses. We came up that if you would like us to. We'll drive around and stay all day long.
I'll just get you some cards.
Okay.
I can get gift cards and give them to you. That's
What
where
do
we
we do
go.
with, where's fuel?
Right there.
But the reason that's because you haven't filled your tanks up,
That's a
right?
timing issue probably too.
That is because we haven't filled our tanks up, but where I think we're still gonna come in under budget on that.
That's pretty good, you only use 15, we only budget 15 grand a year in fuel, that's all you guys use.
I
You
think
only
first,
really use your loader and your truck, right, that, you fill your trucks up with that.
we fill the one work truck, we don't fill our.
They don't
tanks up.
It shows that it's that much fuel, that's why my, fuel expense goes way down.
You want me to manage your fuel tanks too, is that what you're saying?
I don't think any people probably need a few more now.
I don't know if all of you know this, but it's been a really good deal with Brennan and Brady and the guys from Resort. They do work together very, very well, very often.
Yeah.
And it's a situation whereby they have lunch together, almost every day. So everybody knows what's going on and they help each other. It's really great.
Harmony, yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it is good.
And you know what?
Better than fighting with them,
I
because
will
they
tell
can
you my
make my job pretty hard.
secret is this, can't find Brandon, contact 12 men for lunch.
Eating lunch.
You can find us at noon.
I just wanna point out to you, on the expenditure side of it, down towards the bottom, there's 4 capital expenditures that we made during the year that we didn't budget for. So we have to add those to the budget this year. There was the Forest Service Spring project that Jesse McMullen worked on.
Okay.
There was a snowplow, we bought a snowplow at the first of the year. And then we bought that new truck towards the end of the year, and also a leak detector, so.
Was that just the difference on the new truck, or was it only 24,000?
That was the difference.
That's the
I was gonna say,
It's a
oh, you
Jeep.
got a good deal.
Jeep truck. Yeah, good.
Well, the leak detector should have done.
So we'll have to like a motion.
We talked, we tested to make sure it works too, so we haven't had the water issue.
Yeah, fine.
Come on.
So did we get interest on this?
I have used it once since we've had it.
And honestly, the one.
The money.
That leak detector, one that actually needed to use it. Yeah.
If you look on the revenue today,
Why don't we
there, we received,
We had
well, this shows $175,000 in
which I
interest
think was just a lie.
income for the year, but it's actually gonna be closer to
One of the
200,000.
many terms.
This was
Yeah.
as of October 30th or something like that. We've got 2 more months. So it's gonna be close to 200,000.
So that'll make a difference on the expenditure.
Trying to spend fixing this whole water line was like 40 grand. Yeah.
Use grants to clean up the grease thing all over me.
Yeah.
Do we wanna look at the,
2025.
going down here?
Jamie will bring it up.
Okay.
You know, when you drive into town and you're like, I need to do running.